Yo, what up, you guys? Boy, Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece 202. Now, this chapter, something very interesting happened. Well, actually, a bunch of interesting things happened, but I'm going to start off with one of the ones that just grabbed my attention right up front, which is the fact that Luffy looks like he's bleeding out. Obviously, he's not gonna die, though main characters can die. Oda doesn't strike me as someone who has the cojones to be able to kill off his main character, okay? Like, in shonens that does happen, main characters can die. That's why a lot of Narutards are just pissed off right now, because there's a strong chance that Uzumaki Naruto might actually be dead, but again, main characters can die. So interesting to see that, because it looks like he got weak from blood loss. But I'm gonna go kind of all over with this, just buckle yourselves in. But the other thing on this is what other thing interested me was how Oda decided to have Miss All Sunday give a very important life lesson. Okay, I've said before, life isn't about getting what you deserve, it's about getting what you have the leverage to be able to get. And with Miss All Sunday, she teaches something else that builds on that. You're only as useful to people. People only keep you around for as long as they have use of you. And with Miss All Sunday, she knows that she's only good to Crocodile because she can read the Poneglyph. And for that reason, she can kind of toe out of line somewhere. But for the most part, she knows that once she reads that, she might need to look somewhere else, because if Crocodile no longer has use of her, there's a strong chance he could kill her. So it explains why she's kind of marching to the beat of her own drum. And that's how life works in a lot of instances. People, today's friend is tomorrow's enemy. People will turn on you the moment they no longer have use of you. And not even that, people are very fickle. One minute they will enjoy being in your presence, and then the next minute they might go out of their way to annoy the hell out of you or to push you away. That's how people act. You have to be able to learn how to read those signals. And with a character like Miss All Sunday, she knows that. She knows that, okay, I'm running out of time. Let me maybe look for a backup, or let me maybe find a way to further shore up my standing with Crocodile. A character like that, she's going to find another way to keep herself useful. And in life, that's just something keep in mind. You have to try to find ways to continue to be useful to the people who are over you, at least until you can stand on your own. So with that out of the way, the other thing on this is you have Tashigi. And I thought that Tashigi's interaction with Luffy was really good, because Tashigi sees Luffy and she lays down a sword. And the whole reason for it is I think she's starting to see what Smoker was talking about, which is basically things aren't as black and white. Okay, there's always going to be a gray area, and for a character like her, she only knows justice. Like, Zoro was a nice guy by all accounts, but oh, he's a pirate, psh, I gotta catch him. She's not understanding that life isn't black and white. The thing about life is you're going to continue to live in the gray area. That it's not always going to go as you plan. You have to be able to adapt to things. You have to be able to reprioritize. And it's the same thing. Like, Luffy is asking her for a favor, and Luffy by extension is at her mercy, because if she doesn't want to tell him where Crocodile went, then that's that. Luffy has to try to figure it out on his own. But at the same time, Tashigi understands that she can't stop Crocodile, because Crocodile walks right past her. She can't stop Miss All Sunday. Smoker's gone. The only person who can help her is Luffy, and that comes from experience. You have to be able to discern people's intentions, while also being able to kind of understand that just because somebody makes a few bad mistakes doesn't mean you should continue to judge them. And in some instances, there's moments where there's nothing else that needs to be said, and that's what's key in this scene right here. Is Luffy asks like, hey, just tell me which direction he went, and she leaves him at it. She's like, okay, he's gonna go after Crocodile. That's our only hope at this point. I'll just tell him which way he went and I'll leave it alone. That was key, that she had the maturity to be able to do that. I like how Tashigi, just in those few panels, she grows up a whole lot. That was interesting, and the big part of the reason is I'm really wanting to see how Oda handles her interaction with Zoro, because now that she's seeing that the Navy isn't the end all be all, that the Navy doesn't have supreme power, I think that this is one of those moments where her character undergoes an awakening or a transformation, if you will. Not like transformation as in she gets like super powerful. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just as far as character development, she pushes through a plateau. So that was really good writing on that end. The other thing is, while all this is going on, the Straw Hats, they're struggling to find the explosives. Chopper can't smell it out because you have explosives all over the place. So for him, he can't pinpoint it. So it looks like they're really just winging it at this point. You know, Pell's kind of doing his Birdman thing, flying through the air and trying to see if he can see something from the sky. Everyone's kind of scrambling. So looks like it's going to be some type of last minute, like, oh, we found the explosives, let's get rid of it. It's something last minute. Not going to enjoy it. I'll probably rant at that point if it doesn't feel like that's an earned solution. But at the same time, with what's going on with Miss All Sunday, now that she's underground and she's explaining to Crocus, the king, like, look, I don't care if, you know, royal people have protected the Poneglyph for years. That's not the purpose, because she says protected it. So when you read in between the lines, she's saying it's not so much to protect. And I found it interesting that none of the royalty knows how to read the Poneglyph, and yet they protect it. And I have a huge problem with that for two reasons. Not from a writing perspective, because that's very in line, but this is a bigger about. You know, I've told you guys before, a lot of times when you read stuff, or even when you watch movies, it's a different form of entertainment, but when you read something, watch something, you should always be asking, when you look at the characters, what are these characters trying to tell us about being human? And in this instance, one of the things that, you know, Vivi's father tells us is that most people are followers. Most people blindly follow, or they're fine with living with the status quo. They don't really change anything. They don't question. And in this case, it's like, oh, we have this, you know, ancient script. I can't read it. You say to keep it safe. All the people before me kept it safe. That's cool, man. We can do that. And the thing about that is at some point someone should ask why, but that's in the small minority. A lot of people, for all intents and purposes, their minds are asleep. So I like seeing that bit, and I'm really wondering how Oda's going to handle just the shock of when he finds whatever the Poneglyph is. I'm really wondering how Oda's going to handle the shock. But, you know, overall, pretty good chapter, guys. If you like anything I had to say, hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I will greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.